Hi, my name is Jeff Prentice. I want to talk a little bit about color in the environment, perhaps specifically architecture and interiors. We've been reading a little bit about color in the fine arts and installation, and so I thought this would be a good way to segue into some possibilities for an assignment based upon color in our environment. Here we see an example of an environment that was created as a model for some future kinds of colors that one might find. When we think about, say, traditional colors or historically used colors, you have to keep in mind that it's very culturally specific. For example, I do a Google image search on Japanese color and architecture, and I'll find a wide range of traditional and contemporary kinds of colors. Here's Hindu temple traditional, very, very colorful exteriors, much different than what we might find here in North America. Here's Le Corbusier is known mostly for his white architecture, but he did explore color as well. Again, traditional architectural colors, I would encourage anyone when they're starting a project or thinking about a specific area to do a Google image search or Google search and then read through some of these and weed out the ones that seem to be more dependable than others. And you can get a lot of really good ideas. Here's colors used in Mexico and in more of a Latin tradition. The Guggenheim Museum, fairly new, used titanium. Is pretty much redefined traditional architecture or contemporary architecture into more free-form kinds of reflective metallic elements. Here's a good example again of how color is integrating itself into architecture, and perhaps with the emergence of more globalistic kinds of approaches, we're going to see more and more intercultural kind of trade-offs and exchanges of ideas and use of color in the environment. In terms of installation, I have some on my own website that I've collected. Just to give you an idea, these are thousands and thousands of straws, and you can see a very neutral kind of white, almost snowy kind of environment. Perhaps installations where a particular object defines the color. Galleries are traditionally white-walled, and then it's up to the artist. Here's Gormley with his thousands of ceramic figures made by specific villages in Mexico. So you can see then that the object starts defining the color in an environment. Again, looking through these, there's a multitude of examples that you can start looking at in analyzing color and texture and kind of the reasoning behind a particular decision. This is Anne Hamilton. I actually saw this installation in Venice. Red powder comes down and fills up the gallery. You can write on the walls, and then this red powder with this reddish interior defined by this powder is very, very strong kind of experience. Sometimes the color is defined by the monitor. Here we have basically a white or a very neutral kind of an environment, and then we have these colored monitors that really define the space. This is another installation in Venice at one of the Biennales, where a very traditional kind of warehouse brick wood environment is filled up with these reflective and transparent surfaces. So it's not always about throwing color on top of something, but it's about having transparencies and reflections and other things that are really engaging the viewer. One of the best places to go is a paint site. Here's Behr Paints, and they have a very good website that has interior colors, exterior colors, architectural styles, and you can click on any one of these links and start exploring some of the possibilities on warms and cools and different kinds of textures and patterns and colors in the environment.